And we're back with some more New York Rangers franchise mode in FHM 11. And in this one, we have the start of what I believe is the year 9 season. So here's our group going into year number 9. You have Ivanov and Knight in net. On defense, you have Fox, Willander, Bachvis, Matichuk, Väisänen, O'Rourke, and Lindberg. And then at forward, you have Nadeau, Artamonov, Tomek, Helenius, Ryabkin, Sardorian, Johansson, Marinochkin, Dower Nielsen, Venberg, Hammerling, Reeder, Hughes, and Kyla. So that being said, let's get underway with the year 9 regular season simulation. Okay, so we're on November 1st and we're currently 4-7. Dare I look at the goaltenders? 904 for Knight in 6 games played. That's all right. Ivanov in 5 games played with the 892. So that is not a good start for him. On defense, you have Bachvis with 5 points, Willander and Fox with 4, Lindberg and Matichuk with 3, and then Väisänen with 2, O'Rourke with nothing. So right off the bat, seeing a lack of scoring in the defensive core. Adam Fox looks like he's starting to drop there. 4-star ability now. At forward, you have Nadeau with 10 points, Tomek with 9, Artamonov with 8, 6 for Ryabkin, 4 for Sardorian, 3 for Hughes, Venberg, Dower Nielsen, Helenius, Hammerling, and Marinochkin, 1 for Reeder, Kyla, and Johansson. So we're seeing a lack of depth scoring here, I think, is the problem. I mean, obviously, goaltending isn't ideal either, but right now, I think if we look at our goals for per game, we're going to see, way down there, 2.55, 31st in the league. And then look at our goals against per game. I mean, that's not exactly pretty either, but then again, there's nothing new about that. So definitely got to address the goals for. Faceoffs, we're currently 9th in the league with a 51.4. Power play, we are 30th in the league with 13.2. Very ugly. And penalty kill, we are 2nd in the league with an 88.9. So yeah, goal scoring, definitely a huge issue. Actually, before we go any further, I think we're going to move on from Matichuk because I'm reminded of his $8 million asking price for the next 3 years. And we're not going to be able to afford that, I don't think. All right, so Matichuk is on the trade block now, and these are the lines that we're going to be working with. You have Artamonov, Nadeau, and Tomek on the first line, stacking up that first line. I'll see if that can possibly get us some more wins here. Then you have Helenius, Ryabkin, and Sardorian, Venberg, Marinochkin, Hammerling, and then Dower Nielsen, Johansson, and Reeder. On defense, you have Willander and Fox, Väisänen and Bachvis, O'Rourke and Lindberg, and then of course in net you have Knight and Ivanov. And actually I shot Matichuk just to see what we could get, and we could get a 2nd round pick for him from Dallas or LA or New Jersey or Seattle or St. Louis. So honestly, for a 2.5-star ability, I think we should just take that right now because that's a pretty good offer. And Dallas does need defensemen, so we will send him there. So thank you for your service to Matichuk, but it's time to move on. And with that, we will call up Braden Schneider. So he makes his return to the Rangers after several seasons. He has not been a part of our team since the 2024-25 season. So with that being done, we will go ahead in the simulation and see what November brings us. Okay, this is not going as expected. 4-11. Yeah, I think it is time for a good old roster refresh here. Possibly even a rebuild. Just a quick rebuild, because this is... Let's take a look at what's going on here. Knight with an 886. Ivanov in 9 games played with an 894. To be honest, I don't really know how much of this I can even blame on goaltending because we're also not really scoring that much. Yeah, we're dead last in the league still with scoring 2.47, and then goals against per game has gone up to a 4, and we are now 26th in the league in that department. Oh, there's a couple of 5-star potential and a 4.5-star potential as well in the draft this year. Curtis Balma, Andre Walsh, and Johnny Ainsley, and some 4-star potential. There's some really good potentials in this year's draft. Honestly, this may be some of the best potentials we've seen in this GM mode in the draft. Unfortunately, though, we do not have our 1st round pick. Because I thought we would be good this year, but apparently not. Who has our pick for this year? St. Louis. Oh, that was the Kyrou trade. Oh. Yeah, this GM mode has certainly not gone as expected. Hey, St. Louis, would you be willing to give us that draft pick back? By chance, I'll give you Bachvis. Oh, okay, they'll take that. I mean, it involves taking the contract of Marty Necas, unfortunately. But I think at this point, since Bachvis is a 3-star ability, this is definitely the highest his value will be. And with the way things are going right now, we're going to need that first round pick back. So I think this will be worth it. Offer trade. We'll see what they say. And the St. Louis Blues have accepted our offer of Adam Bachvis in exchange for Marty Necas and a first round pick originally belonging to your New York Rangers. Accept trade. So now we will call up Kulonumi. Right. And since we traded Bachvis, we're going to need to set our alternate captains here. So for right now, I'll just say Ryabkin. All right. We're on December 1st now. We are 9-17. I think this team is in need of a refresh. Because this is this is not working. This is not working out whatsoever. Let's see in goal. You have for Knight in 11 games played at 893, and for Ivanov in 17 games played at 899. Point wise, you have Tomek and Nadeau leading the way with 23. Then you have Ryabkin and Fox with 18, 17 for Willander, 14 for Artamanov. Only 14 for Artamanov, really. Oof, this is definitely one of his weakest seasons in a while. I'm going to say even weaker than this one right here back in the 2029-30 season when he only had 52 points. And that's following a 92-point season last year. This is Darren Nielsen with 11, Necas with 5 and 9 games played for us, Venberg, Helenius, and Sardarian and Lindbergh all with 9, Johansson with 7, Weissman with 5, Hammerling with 4, Hughes, O'Rourke, and Marinochkin with 3, Reeder, Kyla, and Kulonumi with 2. Yeah, at this point, I think we may as well just see what all of our top veterans can go for on the market, because this is not, I did not think that this would be this would be the direction of this team this year. I thought for sure that we would at least be competitive this year, but it seems that a combination of weak goaltending, no offense from anybody, including Artamanov. I mean, Tomek and Nadeau have been doing well, but everybody else, not so. And then Adam Fox is dropping, and it's just not a good situation. Artamanov, man, this is not the year for you to be struggling. We signed Artamanov to a $7.8 million deal as well for the next 5 years after this. He better get back on track. He better get back on track. Of all guys, we need him to be performing, and he is not doing that right now. So we currently have Fox, Helenius, and Necas on the trade block. Just see what we could get for them. I'm not going to actively search for a trade for them at the moment, so we'll just continue on here in the simulation, because at this point, it's going to take a lot for us to get back into the playoffs here. It's not impossible, but it would take a monumental effort that I don't know if this team has at this point in time. I think we may already be looking at a lost season here, unfortunately. Oh, Johansson out with a separated shoulder, 1 to 2 months. Ooh, Xavier Villeneuve on waivers for Toronto. You got a 16 two-way defenseman rating. Cap it of 1.6, although he's making 2.9 on his salary for this year and then 2.6 for the year after. Pretty solid grade for every year that he's been in the NHL, is either low 60s or mid or high 60s even. Yeah, I think I'm liking the look of Xavier Villeneuve. He's only 25 as well, so he's a young player who we might be able to take into the future with us. So let's claim him, and we'll see if we get him. And we do indeed get Xavier Villeneuve, so we'll see what he can do. That being said, however, we are currently 15-23-1. I think it is safe to say at this point that this is indeed a lost season. So I did not think it was going to come to this season. I thought for sure that we would be doing much better. But I think we need to be sellers at the deadline at this point, because we are not, this team just is not it. This team is bad. Ooh, of course, there's the nail in the coffin right there of this season, I think. Ivan Ryabkin down with a torn flexor tendon for 3 to 4 months, and that is the remainder of the regular season. So, yeah, I don't think it's any secret that we are sellers at the deadline. We are for certain sellers at the deadline here. Oof. As if Ryabkin wasn't bad enough, Willander out, hyperextended knee, 1 to 2 months. I mean, it's not like we were going to make the playoffs this year anyway, but still, that's very unfortunate. And I think at this point, we may as well start doing our trade deadline preparations, because, I mean, it's pretty clear what this team is going for this year, and that is a lottery pick. We're currently 29-33-2 on February 24th, so at this point, we may as well. Oh, look at that, Ivanov. The 908 save percentage in 25 games played. Okay, I see you, Ivanov. I see you. We'll hold on to Ivanov. But Knight, 899 save percentage in 41 games played. All right, I think we're gonna end things off here. There is a lot to consider here at this trade deadline. And currently we have Fox, Helenius, Sardarian, O'Rourke, and Natchez on the trade block. These are the guys who were actively going to be shopping at this trade deadline. Like, we're at this point, this team just needs a straight up refresh and possibly even a rebuild because it's not working. I thought for sure it would, but a combination of terrible goaltending, lacking offense, and previous trades coming back to bite us definitely did a lot of damage this year. And obviously injuries played a part too, but you know, honestly, the injuries to Ryabkin and Williter are the least of our problems this year. So yeah, there's a lot to consider. So I'll leave you guys off here. But before we end off this episode, I have to thank our first 2 channel members. Thank you so much to Game Shows Tube and Puddintain for joining as channel members. Remember that you can redeem your member perks, which are, of course, include the custom player perk, and the form for which can be found either on the members post that I recently made or in the membership info channel of the Discord server, which if you can't see that, then I recommend connecting your YouTube account to your Discord account. And if you've already done that and you still don't have the salary retained role, then there's a possibility that you may have to resync your account. So you may have to go into your Discord account connections and then remove your YouTube account and then reconnect it. And then if you still don't have it, then let me know. I can do a manual sync and see if that works. And if that still doesn't work, then I can just manually assign the role to you as long as I have proof that you are indeed a YouTube member. I want to be able to verify that you are you in some way. So once again, thank you so much. That means so much to me. And honestly, I wasn't even expecting anybody to join the channel as a member, but the fact that 2 of you in the first 24 hours, like, that's crazy. Thank you so much. And I'll see you guys in the next one when we probably clean house.